everything we had was too small. We need more space for token engineering and maybe even its own conference. And Angela is talking to Bettina to have a bigger track next year that's going to be in Belgium, etc. And yeah, I think there are some like insights also from the stakeholder study on directions to move forward with. I think those needs for standardization and provenance became very clear from the study. So going in that direction to have more analysis of more models, to maybe connect junior token engineers that are coming out of the bachelor course of the TE Academy with token engineering projects that would like to have their like token model analyzed and have them like pay for this work, but then the TEC could make some type of bridge. Actually, Patty gave this idea and she has a lot more ideas for what can be done being like so inside. So I think there's, yeah, a lot of connection happening with a lot of people. And it was also surprising to see the community is much bigger than I expected, at least. And that there's some activities we can start drawing here that the TEC could really become this ground for more collaboration to happen. Now pass to Jenny. Jen Jenny Art.
Yeah, no problem. You can just call me Joseph if it's easier. Yeah, for me, I think the coordination and being like the silent helper to help with, especially from a comms standpoint, was very nice to see. Also, and also it kind of reflected back on us because of the amount of mentions that we got from people retweeting us, or even when random or other accounts are asking what's the best project or best DAO or best organization to do with token engineering, we often, TEA and the TEC often got a mention, so we often got likes or follows from there. So I think that is we're starting to see the payoff from having like a very focused and collaborative coordination with regards to like comms and projects and things like that. I'll pass it back to NT.
Cool, thanks. I know there's some people left, but for the sake of time, we have 2 more questions. We're going to move on, and if there's more time at the end, we can spend some more time chatting. Hey, YGG, what's up? Good to see you here.
Hey guys, thanks Dante. Nice to be here.
We are just, well, you may have noticed we are just on a regular retrospective. So feel free to jump into the board and just write stuff up and discussing. The link is on the here on I'll just ping you on the voice channel chat. Yeah, cool. Let's go to the next one. What should stop? What should we stop? Or what should we improve? What can we do better? As usual, 10 minutes for 10 minutes to fill the board, and then about 5 to chat about it. And let's start now. We have just 1 minute left. Next question.
No one is writing anymore.
Okay, well, all right, we can move on to the discussion part then. I don't want to put you guys on the spot, but I'd be really curious, either you, Livy, or YGG, how or which things do you feel like we can do better as a team? Maybe we can start the conversation there.
Do you want to jump in first, Sean?
Yeah, I think I'm just struggling with tech a bit, but I'm sure I can jump in. Yeah, there's a few things that jumped out for me. So some of these plus ones. Yeah, I really like this one. Really need to do community calls that folks in space are really interested in hearing. Yeah. I'm particularly interested in that. Sort of redefining, rebooting community calls. Thinking about what, because I would love to bring really technical community calls where, well, I mean, similar to what I did in the past with the labs, but just as an example, I've been sort of deep diving into control theory lately, which is sort of a branch of math that's related to optimization and stability of systems. So I would love to bring this kind of content to something like a community call. So that's a much deeper conversation about what that might look like. But yeah, I would love to be involved in sort of open discussion spaces and weekly or community call kind of things. Yeah, plus one for utilizing, like leveraging the research groups, like the Bonding Curve Research Group and the stakeholder study to build interest and create like sorry, I've slept like 2 hours in the past. I've been traveling for like 2 days from Paris, but so I'm a little tired. I'm a little slow. But yeah, I think utilizing some of the research groups, like promoting the progress of the stakeholder study and the Bonding Group Research Group to build attraction. And a lot of these things kind of relate. Like, I think a lot of these ones with plus ones, like around the top right or mid right, are all kind of related. So I guess the other point that I'm connecting in with this is I agree with this. Someone said less focus on process and more focus on strategy. So I've been feeling similarly to that, about having very clear, very high level purpose that we all are on the same page about, so that we can all sort of have a shared motivation of where we're going and what we're going to achieve, and then we can break that down into like process, and it'll be clear. So I'm also just kind of jumping in and getting reoriented with tech and ops. So there's probably, yeah, I should just say that I'm very much in like an orientation phase. So I'm excited to hear from others as well on all this. And yeah, maybe I'll pass it over to Olivia from there.
Sean, and I hope you get some rest soon. Yeah, for me, Yeah, I share that of the focus less on process and more on specific strategies because I feel like for a while we didn't have so much clarity on what strategic moves to make, and maybe there is some maturity now to start making some decisions that um yeah, how can I say this? There was a good diagram I thought from an article Zargam wrote that strategic decisions should be collective and then tactical decisions should be individual. So how can we create like a strategic body where folks then could look into that direction that we're going and decide how to act within that decision space that was already created. So I think some things that would be interesting for us to think of is how can we get more clarity on like biz dev relationships. What are the token engineering projects that we want to pair with? Or maybe not so many token engineering projects, but like projects that have token economic designs. Because I think in the past we've been focusing mostly on token engineers, but what about we also connect with who needs token engineering? And I think we can get a lot of I think we can get a lot from that, and being sort of like a bridge and bringing back that idea of the matchmaking that we started working on, and maybe it wasn't the time for that before, but I think now we're more mature for some sort of matchmaking opportunity. I'll leave it here. There's more to say, but I'll leave it here. Pass to Gideon. I know we don't have so much time.
Thanks, Libby. Yeah, actually, I think that's really good. I think one of the things that we've fallen into is it's just like a small team that's been driving a lot of the decisions, and I think we now have an opportunity now that there's the stakeholder study and all the success at ECC. Like I feel like there's an opening again where we can start to bring in some more folks to assist with the strategy process and getting more feedback from the community and just general stakeholders on that. So I think it's starting to feel like there's an opportunity to do that, and this advisory network that we're building, or the beginnings of it right now. We've got the first simple stage of it, but I think there's a lot of cool things that we could do with the stakeholder study and the folks that were connected to us through that, and a bunch of other stuff. Sean's been talking about that too, and just kind of let's see. Going, I think I'll stop there. Isaac, I'll turn it back to you. If you're speaking, can't hear you.
Nate and Bear haven't talked to in Quantum.
Yeah, I can go. I was just going to say that I think it boils down to kind of two things: the micro and the macro. From like a coordination team standpoint, I really do like the idea and the suggestion that we have kind of like a follow-up process to the tasks that have been given within our sprint, each sprint, and just kind of make sure that there aren't any blockers or any confusion about what responsibilities or tasks that need to be executed on, to kind of assist those who need assistance during that process. And then on the other side of the thing, I really do agree with this concept of we need to really start focusing on developing some type of advisory board, because there are still a lot of unanswered questions, both looking internally when it comes to things like our augmented bonding curve, our token economy for the TEC, or the optimism grant kind of fell through, and do we still want to be on Gnosis? Should we still be on Gnosis chain? Should we migrate somewhere else? Should we go ahead and execute on something like that? And then looking externally as well. towards these token engineering projects in the academy, and just kind of having these kind of macro strategies as well. And so I think from those two perspectives, I think those are the most important things to address, both macro, micro, internally and externally. And so just having some type of advisory group to kind of bounce ideas off of, to have these discussions in a more focused manner. And I'll pass it over to Bear.
Yeah, thank you, Nate. Yeah, I don't think I have much else to say. I agree with everything that has been said so far. So maybe also because of time, I might just pass it back to Isaac. It shows to me that you have like an unstable connection, so I don't know if you're able to speak, Isaac.
Yeah, I am. Sorry, Discord started acting crazy. Do you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, we have just about 5 minutes left. So if anyone has to jump in, feel free to. Let's go to the last question. We have already given a few ideas, but let's take just maybe 7 minutes to put something to note down really punctual ideas of things that we can or want to try out in order to improve how we work together. And I'm starting the timer now.
I have to go. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Libby.
No problem. Stopped. I think most have stopped putting ideas in there. Or Nate is adding something. I guess we can wait just 30 seconds more and then just jump right ahead into comments. And now that we are already at the top of past the hour, we can be more flexible if anyone has some more time just to chat through a few of the other things that we weren't able to. But yeah. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I think we can end it here. In part, and now we can discuss about ideas, and I think we may as well just do it a bit more open. Has any comments? Feel free to just unmute yourself and start chatting.
I think the website is going to be something that I've wanted for over a year now. Something more manageable and accessible. I think it's going to be a key component for people to engage with the TEC. I think it should be kind of the kind of forefront of our organization, and we should have the people who can manage it and the ability to edit it at will. And so that's a big thing for me. And then helping the TEA with curriculum development or coming up with new programs for them and assisting them in whatever they need to actually improve enrollment numbers and getting more of the industry involved in token engineering.
Cool. Do you want to pass it to? Oh well, you can go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's interesting that there's a lot of mentions here of the study groups in the academy, and you know, when I was talking to Angela about this, she's feeling like the study groups are not working all that well right now because there's a mismatch between supply and demand. So, in other words, there are working group leaders who want to lead groups, but they're not getting as much engagement as they're hoping. And so she feels like that kind of the whole thing needs to be rethought a little bit. And so there's clearly energy there. There's clearly leadership energy from people who are like interested in convening and running some type of activity, but maybe the geographic split is not quite the right thing. It's hard to say exactly what it was, but I think that there's energy there, and I think there's an opportunity to help kind of bring some of the energy that maybe that we brought that we have around the interest groups, and apply that to a community where there's actually a fair amount of engagement and activity in the broader TEA Discord. So there's some connection there. Yeah, I'll pass it back.
I think.
Gideon, yeah, I just want to say +1 on that. I think that's great. Like consolidating the study groups to sort of conserve energy and get a better like population supply and demand ratio. And that just seems like such a perfect access point when we're thinking about merging the commons with the academy, because, well, there's some room there to get creative, to think about what we can do. It's almost like a flash mob. You know, what if the 7 of us just jumped into an academy study group, or we host one here in this server, or there's some room there to cross-pollinate. And I'd be interested to do like a creative session on what the next phase could look like on that.
I think you were going to speak, Joseph.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say just added on to kind of what Nate said with regards to like a landing page other than that Twitter will kind of be very important as well. It will allow us to even actually what do you call it, coordinate and actually do like surveys, polls with our community and things like that. And also I think it will help us like strategize and think about the message that we kind of want to put out from a comms and brand standpoint with regards to what we are to whether it's students or whether it's engineers or whether it's just people learning about token engineering and things like that. And I think it would help crystallize and compensate, you know, the idea of we're here for the community and education, in my opinion anyway. So yeah, that's all I was really going to add on to that.
Do you want to pass it to someone, Yusuf?
I'll pass it on to Bear.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, also, I don't think I have much to add. I think they're all great ideas, things that we should definitely try out. Maybe something that I think I didn't write, but it was mentioned on the previous question. You know, I think it would probably make sense also to start shifting more towards focus sprints and trying to take those sprints to work on some of these ideas, right, together as a team and involve other people to that. So otherwise, I see it. I think there's a big risk for a lot of really good ideas to just be forgotten. So I think it would be important to take that next step into being more concrete and taking some action after prioritizing as well, right? I think that's another key aspect that we need to get better at. But they are all great.
Yeah, I just want to say, Bear, that sounds good, and I want to propose like I said, I'm getting oriented, but I think a follow-up on everything we produced today. I don't know if you guys do this, but if we like copy and paste all those stickies and then sort of arrange them into like categories, because I felt like there's maybe like 4 or 5 main categories that sort of surfaced today through all this exercise. So I think taking that time to go back and review what we all put down here, but in a bit of a different context, like more of a, like you're saying, strategic, setting up strategic sprints. So we can start to break down what we posted by sprints, mapping out future sprints.
Yeah, we can do that. And I guess I'll go myself now because I think everyone else typed. If not, just feel free to mute. But I do have a few comments with respect to all three questions from the retrospective. I'm going to start from the last one to the first one. On the ideas, first, I can really attest to the problem of the Academy's study groups. I ran one for almost a year, first with the T360 program and then with the fundamentals course. And I ran it in Spanish, and I had probably one of the longest running in most attended groups. But that was also because I was very committed and I ran it for a very long time. But then the issue with the study groups is that it feels to me that the bar to enter as a host is very, very low. Like literally everyone can do it. And so what happens is that a lot of people may want to do it, but not a lot of people has the audience to keep a group open. And maybe makes more sense to look at it as how many education programs go about, which is more like partnerships with communities or projects that may want to give this training to their employees or to their community members, because they both have a shared interest to commit to the group, but also it's a secure attendance to the classes. And for example, Aragon went through the group by themselves with the support of Angela and the whole academy, which was nice. Then also on ideas, I think something very important is the community calls. Like it's becoming really, really evident for me. And so I may as well just take some time this week to try to plan the first community call out, maybe for next week or the upcoming one. We'll have to check dates. And it's also a good timing because of the grants program, whatever. But overall, with all the responses, it really feels like it's about time that we start opening up back again. And I feel like the community call is something that's easy to do and shouldn't take a lot of time, but also is rewarding in that sense. And then there's other ways we can start opening everything back up again for people. There's some other ideas, but I also don't want to chat so much. Then about what we need to improve. Overall, I think team capacity, and then this whole thing about the roadmap and all of that, which we are already working on, but is now a second priority to the grants program. But I think we really need to get that straight so that people, can go ahead and have a better sense of how to work and all of that. And then I guess for the things that we do right, just very quickly, I would just say that I think we are starting to have like very clear signals of how the whole industry is moving, but also where the TC fits in. And I think that's really good because then it's way easier for us to be intentional about what we do and how we do it. And I just wanted to say that. Well, all right. Anyone has any other comments or whatever? I can spend a few minutes more here. So,
did you get the graphic from Acid?
Yes. Let me send it to you. 1 second.
Well, Gigi, we've got a thread that we're gonna try to send out right after this call, doing basically an announcement that the applications are open for the grants program. So we're just waiting for a graphic.
Okay, sweet. I got a lot of leads in Paris. I got probably 10 people that are interested in the QF round. So I'm excited to push that out.
Wow, that's nice. And just to be clear, the applications will open on the 1st of August, not today. It's just more of an announcement so that people are aware.
Awesome.
Okay. Anything else? Five, four, three.
Yeah, just since we're all on the call right now, so should we send that tweet out? I mean, it seems like we're ready, huh?
I don't see why not. Why not? Yeah, sure.
If possible, after you tweet, could you just add it to the calendar as well, so that we keep a track of what's been tweeted and things like that.
Yeah, it's in the calendar right now. We just have to update that image. I'll put the new image in there, and then Joseph, if you want to tweet it out, do you want to tweet it?
Yeah, like on the calendar on my screen, it only has a tweet for the 26th. I don't see a tweet for the 24th or the 25th in my calendar view. But if it's there, then just let me know.
Yeah, I see it as the July 24th.
I can let me quickly share my screen so that you can see what I'm looking at.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, this is what I see. I just see the tweet for the 26th.
Oh, look on the look in the table view. See if you see it.
That would be, where's the date? Wait, 20. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, this is this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Just
Let me just update the image, and then it should be ready to go, I think.
all right. Yeah, just drop me a message when it's ready, and then I'll definitely tweet it out.
Okay.
I did the image, so it should be good to go.
Okay.
All right, cool. Well, if there's nothing else, we can go now. And we can follow up asynchronously on everything else. Please remember that tomorrow we have another planning, so make sure to both close your tasks today if possible, and if not, just update the statuses in comments and whatever, and prepare some work, prepare the work that you want to do or propose tomorrow on the planning, so that, and which is the work that you want to do for this upcoming sprint. Yep. Well, I think that's all. Thanks everyone. Really nice to see you again, YGG, around here. Also, Libby, if she's not here, and I hope to see you guys around more.
All right, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.